Whoever the builder is, your viewing audience should always do their due diligence on that builder.
Any vague number would you like to give to our audience that how much would you guys charge?
It's the number one question. You can buy a car for this much money or for this much money. And everyone has a price range.
Right. What kind of a warranty you guys are, and this is very important.
Our warranty is lifetime for as long as they own the home. After all the airfare, the hotel accommodations, of getting the slab over there, shipping it across the ocean, etc., it was just shy of $11,000. How can I conscionably charge the client $11,000 for this one slab of marble?
It's a gift.
Our pleasure. If your nanny drops a pot of boiling water with pasta every month, that's a different story. Right?
One of my friends, and I won't name it, and the area was Donbas and Eglinton. So over there, the houses usually are 60 to 70 years of age. And they thought about it that they want to have a custom built house. There was just XYZ person. They told them that we can get it done in a year, and they said that can we not get it done in 10 months? Yeah, possible in 11 months. So what they did is that I don't know, because I don't know the detail of it. The foundation, they just remove every single thing just like that the other house got affected. And then what they did is that, and we don't want to scare our audience over here, they put the lien on their house. And then they have to come back, and about 30 to 40,000 they have to pay to the neighbors.
Right.
Yeah. So as you said that, the foundation for everything has to be right.
And that's a great segue to a comment that I would make. Whoever the builder is, doesn't have to be ambassador. Your viewing audience should always do their due diligence on that builder. And they should ask very specific questions.
Such as?
Show me your construction documentation. So I very quickly describe all the online tools that we have. It doesn't have to be online, but show me, how are you going to monitor our build? How are you going to keep track of our budget? How are you going to keep track of our time? And references, get references. And not just to call somebody, but that builder should be offering your viewing audience to take them to other homes that they've built.
They have built.
And it's not about showing them just new builds. We like to take our potential clients to some homes that we've built 10, 12 years ago.
Is that right?
Absolutely. And we're very lucky. We've got a lot of our clients have become friends.
That's
now,
nice.
My definition of a friend is very different than those who have a million friends on Facebook. I don't know how it's possible. But they really have become friends. And, we would talk, I don't know, once every 2-3 months, and definitely do dinner a couple times a year. We can call them up and say, look, we have a potential client. Would you mind if we show them your house? And they always say yes. Now, why is it important to show some houses that are 10, 12 years old? Is to give them give your viewing audience, our potential clients, the perspective of how does this house last, right? How does it look after anything is good? Not anything, but most things, most houses, whatever, cars will look great or good when it's new.
In first or second year.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
Yeah.
But once it's 10, 12 years,
you would know the reality of it.
Things start to, the truth comes out. And I think that's really important. So they should see that spectrum of different houses that they build. I think so that's very important, that don't rush in making your decision who your builder is. Do your due diligence.
You know what? That really excites me. And I'm going to get your permission. Do we want Mr. Michael, Ambassador Fine Custom Homes CEO and President, would take us or give us a tour of one of his custom houses, which he has already built or which you are in the process of building it? Would you take us? Would you take our viewers?
Absolutely. It would be my pleasure.
Much appreciate on that.
Thank you.
What you just offered us. Is there any vague number you would be able to give us that, for example, if somebody wants to build for 10,000 square feet house, any vague number would you like to give it to our audience that how much would you guys charge?
It's the number one question that most clients ask, right? At some point in the interview process. And we usually meet clients 2, 3, 4 times. before they agree they'd like to work with us.
Right.
But please understand, it works both ways.
Yes.
While we are being interviewed, we are also interviewing.
It's a two-way traffic.
It is, sure, because, we love what we do.
Yes.
I'm not saying
I can see that 30
but
years.
I don't want to say that we love every minute of every hour of every day. I mean, it's not realistic, right? I mean, we all have challenges, but overall, it's not work. It's a labor of love. Nobody said it's easy, but it's a labor of love. So it's all about relationships. So we want to sort of feel that, the client that we're going to do business with, we're going to build their home, that it also works for us, right? So it's a two-way street. But to answer your question, everyone has different budgets. So it's not what Ambassador charges. I don't want to give pathetic examples of cars, but we all understand the basic concept that you can buy a car for this much money or for this much money. And everyone has a price range.
Right.
And so it's not a matter of what Ambassador charges. It's like anything else. It depends really on the interior and exterior finishes. And I'll give some silly examples. We could budget that we'll spend, let's say, $1,200 on a kitchen sink. And you can get some lovely kitchen faucets, but we've had clients that want to spend $5,000. And I'm not kidding. Imported from Italy, $5,000 kitchen faucet. So when we're doing a custom home, it's a different animal from a subdivision home. And there's thousands of moving parts. And it's impossible to give a price, it's this much per square foot, because we don't know the tastes of the clients. And visualize, if you will, I want an indoor swimming pool. What about I want that underground garage? It changes things by $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million just for 2 or 3 items. Right. How many homes have an underground garage, an indoor swimming pool, and a greenhouse? I don't want to focus on that.
Yes.
I want to give, I think, a more general answer that many people, let's say 2, 3, 4 years ago, could spend, let's say, $350, $380 a square foot and get, a reasonable, decent home, right? It's not because we're charging more money. Our fee really just has changed minusculely based on CPI. It's like the cost of milk goes up. You're paying more for milk today or gas than you did 3-4 years ago. It's normal, right? Consumer price index, meaning CPI, right? But materials cost more.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Right? And so what used to cost X is now X plus. And so that's why today, I think the cost of a reasonably, nice home,
right?
But we're not talking uber luxury.
Yes.
People probably, around the $450, $500 a square foot range. This is not an Ambassador home. Any builder for roughly, for something like that. But, I don't want people writing back and saying, I found somebody for $400, but that's wonderful. Go with them, right? Now, of course, there's the other end of the spectrum where we have built homes for $1,000, $1,200 a square foot, but that's not realistic. Those are the exceptions, right? Yes. Those are very niche type of clients that have very specific requirements and gold finishes and inlays. And it's a much more sophisticated build. But I think that we don't want to use that as an example that it could scare away your viewers by saying, I can't afford that. Yeah. Who can, right? It's a 2% of the population can afford that kind of a home. Yeah. But I think generally speaking, $450, $500 is an okay sort of idea to have if you're thinking about building something that's reasonably nice, right?
So it depends that, what is your requirement? What's your budget?
100%. And as we always say, we can't give a price looking at air.
Absolutely.
We need to look at drawings,
Drawings.
right? But we can definitely ask, and that's how it always starts, is what were you thinking, or what is your budget? What were you, what were you like, or show us some pictures from the internet of what is your taste,
Yes,
right? Give us an idea of what it is that you're looking for, and then right away, boom, we have a real ability to now understand, okay, these are the type of interior finishes they like from these type of photos. Not necessarily that's what we're going to build.
That's rightly said, Mike. I really get it that, people should not be scared that, it will be like, $1,000,
Absolutely not.
$1,000 per square feet. People should not be scared of that.
No.
I think they should just give you guys a call, Ambassador Homes, and just have a one-on-one meeting.
Yeah,
like you said, that
absolutely.
in-person meeting is totally different than
Very
you're talking
much
over the
so.
phone.
Very much
you
so.
have a Zoom meeting and all that. Okay, that leads me to something. There are two things I really want to put light on, and taking the advantage since you are here. And then I think we might wrap up. Number one is, did you ever get a client who would say that, can you help me in severance of a lot?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then built. And the second question would be, if you can answer that too, that what kind of a warranty you guys are, and this is very important,
Sure.
especially for any home. It is a custom build, so especially people like to protect their money and their property
Yes.
and their
Yes.
house. So what kind of a warranty you guys are giving with it when you are giving them the keys?
First of all, we offer a full turnkey operation.
Okay.
So as opposed to the client dealing with a third-party architect and then with engineers, often, of course, the architect deals with the engineer and not the client directly. But there's more people involved in the decision-making. And that can prolong the process. And sometimes if the builder is a sophisticated builder, and if not all architects have built homes. And so there's a synergy between the two to ensure that how things are being designed and built, there's sometimes opportunities for improving it.
Right.
And when it's done in-house, basically we're designing it and we're visualizing already in 3D how this is going to be built. So it's a little bit more streamlined. It's not to take away anything from any architects. We have great relationships and we're very fortunate to have some as good friends. I think that what we find is that it's when we do it in-house, it can be a more streamlined process. Because we build 4, 5, 6 homes a year, and we're designing 65% of the homes, you are our 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 clients. You're number one. Where with an architect, obviously they need to have dozens of clients. 30, 40.
Makes sense.
And so you're one of 30 or 40, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it will theoretically and unfortunately practically take a little bit longer for those drawings to be finished. But I'm not here selling our design process. Where I'm going with this is that we also do the committee of adjustment hearings for your viewing audience that are not aware of what that is.
Yes.
Sometimes they may want a house that's just a little bit wider, or a garage placement, or a little bit deeper. And this could be a whole other segment with what the zoning bylaws are and so on and so forth. But often we would take the building permit process through committee of adjustments. There again, an architect would either represent the client at the committee of adjustment hearing, or hire a third-party consultant. So there you go. It's another layer, right? And one can argue that it costs more. When we do it in-house, we've had 100% success. That's a very strong word to use with our committee of adjustment. But it's not because we're great. It's we're managing the expectations of the client. We're not going to go in and ask for a 47% larger home when we know we're not going to get that. But can we push the envelope?
Yes.
Absolutely. And have we had the success of being able to push that envelope? Of course. And we do our due diligence, and we of course, we give all kinds of past precedents, examples. Where am I going with it? It's now a good segue to the division of subdividing a lot. Absolutely, we've done that. And we've also built both homes. So not often, that's not fair. But sometimes the client wants to build both homes, live in one, and then sell the other. And then the costs that they have made, the profit from that second home, they put into the first home where they're going to live. And really that demonstrates that not all our clients are the top 2% income earners.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, this is a very real example. They might buy a lot for $2 million, and when it's subdivided, now it brings it to a more realistic price of $1 million per lot. That's a much smaller home, let's say 2,600, 3,000, 3,500, whatever it is. And it's an interesting number where they can make money. So it's a fantastic investment opportunity. And sometimes our clients we've built a house for them that's 8,000 square feet, but as an investment, they buy a property and want us to subdivide it and build the two homes. It's always that saying in real estate, location, location, location. So if it's the right lot in the right location, there's money to be made. So that's a very good opportunity for the right type of person.
Okay, thank you so much. And that's a detailed answer. I think people who likes to know that, who can do the severance of a lot and who can build it, You have in-house
It's full turnkey. Yeah, we have in-house architect, in-house engineers. So the whole process is seamless.
Under one roof.
Exactly. And you asked another really important question, and I think this requires just a moment to talk about. You asked about warranty. And I think when your viewing audience is considering potential builders, they need to ask that. There's been many cases, and people can Google, where there are builders that are building without a builder's license.
Yes.
And there are builders that are not Terrion and registered. They're not a licensed builder in Ontario. And, that's not my business to talk about. That's a whole different subject matter.
Absolutely.
Of course, we are a fully licensed Terrion builder. And the warranty that Terrion has for the purchaser is lovely to protect the homeowner at a very basic level.
Oh,
and it's good that this exists because it's important to protect the homeowner. We always have a little joke that everybody wants to be a builder. And there's a lot of people, maybe 8-10 years ago, there was, when we had 16, 17 competitive war, like pricing wars, right? Like bids to buy the houses.
Yes.
There were certain groups that would purchase it that might not be Canadian citizens, which is fine. They bought it legally. It's not an issue. But then they would be also building it. And Terrion has done a great job. And it's there's a controlling body now that over Terrion that monitors everything. But where I want to go with it, our warranty is lifetime for as long as they own the home.
Can I take a pause?
Yeah.
Sorry for interruption. Did you say that the lifetime warranty?
Absolutely.
On top of Terrion?
Yeah.
How
The
does that
Terrion,
work?
it's very basic. If I bought a home from you that you built and I had some kind of a problem, and I don't want to start naming problems, but I've spent a lot of money. And can you imagine that 4 or 5 years down the road, something happened and I'm going to call you and you're going to say, oh, it's not under warranty anymore. Go find somebody. Wow. On the other hand, if we say, no problem, we're going to come there and let's see if we can take care of it for you. That's what builds relationships. And that's what builds trust. And we don't do it to get referrals and more business.
Yes.
The reason that we do it is that if we were the homeowner, that's what we would want. So we always want to treat others the way that we would like to be treated. Yeah. And we've had a silly example, and I'll share this story with you. And this was actually in Burnaby, BC, British Columbia, where a nanny dropped a pot of boiling water with pasta, and she shattered the porcelain slab. I think it was like 110 inches by 60 inches. It doesn't matter. It was huge. Of course, that wouldn't be under warranty. It's not a structural defect or there's nothing wrong with it, right? So they asked, can you help us? They didn't say for free. They said, can you help us? Because we don't know who to turn to. So we explained to them that, and it's hard to explain to no, actually, it wasn't porcelain, it was marble. And the reason that I'm mentioning it is that when marble is mined, several years later, it's in a different depth and different part of the quarry where it's being mined. So you cannot match the marble exactly. Yes. The veining would be different colorization. We have a lot of good acquaintances in Spain and in Italy, and they know what we bought from all those years ago, and we asked them to see if they can match it.
Yes.
Long story short, can you imagine to get this one slab of marble to be shipped across the ocean and to BC? First of all, the marble piece would be, let's say, $3,000 or $3,500. The shipping, I don't know, another $1,400 or whatever. So just use your imagination. We're at, $5,000.
Wow.
Then we got to get somebody to go in there to surgically remove the broken piece. And the danger of doing that is that you could be now cracking or chipping the other sides. And then you have to install this piece. You got to let it set. Then you come back the next day, and then you have to do a certain test to make sure that it's actually starting to cure. If not, you have to wait the third day, then you grout it. Okay, I'll finish the story. By the time you pay for flying installers, you're going to say, Mike, why don't you just find a local installer? Because to install a marble piece, like a slab, this is not installing a tile. And we can't risk it. Because if you drop this, can you imagine the weight? I forget, but it's like 600 pounds for this marble slab. We flew our installers out there. We had to put them in motels. Blah, 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 blah. When we're all said and done, the client said, and remember, this is a wealthy client. It's not like you and I.
2%. Yeah, thank you. I'm not sure about you, but that's good that, you excluded me from the 2%. Okay.
We're both very humble, okay? But this is a very wealthy client. They can afford to pay. But they said, look, what do we owe you? In other words, they didn't ask, what will you charge at the beginning? The question was, when it's all said and done, Mike, what do we owe you? Now, let me ask you this. How can I charge them $11,000 to put this one slab in? But I kid you not, after all the airfare, the hotel accommodations, of getting the slab over there, shipping it across the ocean, et cetera, it was just shy of $11,000. How can I conscionably charge the client $11,000 for this one slab of marble?
Can't.
Because that gets to the point where now I'm going to be embarrassed. So what can you do? You just say, listen.
It's a gift.
It's a
from investment.
It's our pleasure. No, I have to pay you. No, listen, honestly. Now, if your nanny drops a pot of boiling water with pasta every month, that's a different story. Right?
But would you do that to that client again?
That's a different thing. Then we have to start charging.
Okay.
But it's a silly example, but you can't make it up. Right? And that's got nothing to do really with warranty, right? Because there's no such thing anywhere why anybody would warranty it. But I share it with you only in the spirit of what we take seriously is the relationship with the client.
Beautiful.
And
that's
so,
amazing.
Yeah, it's a lifetime warranty that long as they're living there, then we honor it. And I can tell you, we have a house in Lorne Park. I won't name the details of it. Lorne Park is a posh neighborhood.
That speaks for itself.
In Mississauga. And just maybe about a month ago, a couple of our guys went there to deal with some pit defects. We don't make the sump pit pumps.
Yes, we don't.
Right? But there was a problem with it, which is fine because after 10 years, nothing will last forever. Look at your cars. You have to take it to a mechanic. And so we provide service and we take care of it. So that's the right way of doing it.
Mike, honestly, when you are saying 38 plus year ambassador, Fine Custom Homes, CEO, being president, it is really, really hard to say that we give the lifetime warranty. Like that takes a lot. But do you guys also write down that thing that, there's a lifetime warranty when you guys give them the keys?
Yeah. Well, not when we give them the key, but when we're negotiating our contracts with them, they know.
So contract also says that too
absolutely.
sometimes. But that example does not exist even within the lifetime warranty. You cannot break the marble
of course.
and then come back here, Mike.
That wouldn't be realistic, right?
That won't be.
But I just share the story with you.
That's great.
Only in the spirit of the relationships that we try to have with the client.
Before we let you go, I would say that one thing you have already promised, and I'm getting you on that.
Sure.
We will definitely take our viewers to your sites, which you already have built, or they're under construction. That would be fabulous.
We look forward to having you.
Yes, thank you so much. Every time I meet you, you use the word, we were fortunate enough. And, they say in our culture that, if you keep saying that, you are fortunate enough, you are fortunate, then, God really send his divine blessings upon the people that, who are really are thankful. Basically, we are thankful to God for all the blessings what we have.
Yes.
God bless you for this kind of a services you guys are giving it to the people. And this is really a great service when you are saying 38 plus years, great reputation, developer, builder, designer. And if I may add, you guys have everything in-house, even the architect too. That is it for now. And we will not stop here. We will definitely take you, and this is where I will really want to take Mike. Mike, are we going in your car or you are going in my car? I'm going to go in your truck.
Very good.
How's that?
We look forward to it.
Okay, thank you very much,
Thank
viewers.
you very much for having me.
All pleasure is mine.
And if we could be of any assistance to anybody, if they have any questions, they need some help, we're always here and available.
Thank you very much, and goodbye from Husnan Hamid from Financial Freedom, and goodbye from Mr. Michael as well.
Thank you so much.